Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 7th, 2025 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Capricorn. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show them clearly. Guide this reading and show them clearly. And if you remember this deck, if you're one of the originals, put a heart in the comment box below, because it would just be lovely to see. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. The Hangman. The Four of Cups, angels and spirit guides. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me move this up a little bit so you can see it better. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, so Capricorn, you've dealt with a lot, and that needs to be acknowledged here. Your mind is heavy, right? You have a lot of things that you are thinking about, that you are looking at. You're looking at this way or that way. And so during this time, at the heart of it all, for this full moon in Pisces, which is also a lunar eclipse, so it is quite intense, quite powerful. You have the Hangman. You are uncomfortable seeing things differently, but you are more uncomfortable going back to the way that it was. So this is a time where you are kind of gaining your footing. It's kind of like a toddler learning how to walk, right? They teeter, they toddle, they fall down, and then they get up, and then one day they can walk, and they got it. And here, that's what it feels like. It feels like, oh my gosh, I'm teetering, I'm tumbling over. I don't have it always. I don't get it. And then one day it clicks. And here we're resisting, because what we're going to see is that Spirit is handing us a message, right? Spirit is saying, hey, look over here. But we're so focused on the way that we want things to go, right? Because things are new. Things are new. We have the Hangman come in, and we're seeing everything differently. It's seeing things differently towards enlightenment, towards deeper understanding, towards an opening of the mind and of the self. And we are having a hard time following Spirit. Now, what's interesting is that this moon, okay, this lunar eclipse in Pisces, is asking us to trust Spirit and to see Spirit's plan, even when we don't see our own. To trust Spirit and say, okay, I know you've got this. And that can be really hard to do, because it's like, how do you have this? Like, everything's falling apart type of deal. So just be aware of that energy, be aware of that knowledge during this time, is that Spirit will be guiding you, even when you feel like you're free falling, or even when you feel like everything's topsy-turvy. So Capricorn, this is actually a time where you're going to come out of doubt and fear, but what you're going to be facing is doubt and fear. You're going to be facing what has had you overwhelmed. And it leads you to where you need to focus, and that's the Eight of Swords. It's being way too much in your own head. It's overthinking, it's overanalyzing. You like you're ruled by Saturn, right? So you like everything in order and in its place, a place for everything, and everything in its place is a wonderful thing for a Capricorn. Not all the time and not every Capricorn, right? Because there are exceptions, but for most, that is really nice. The organization, the understanding, the way that things move forward. But here, when we're stuck in our own head, it doesn't feel organized. It doesn't feel like it's enough. Even if you think you had it perfect, you'll look at it again and be like, oh, no, you could have done better. And this is going to be a time where you need to let that go. There's closure that's coming. There's contemplation that's moving you forward. There's a sense of looking at things in a very different way, getting out of your own head, getting out of your own way, and stopping the need for perfection, but stopping criticizing yourself. Because the Eight of Swords can be boiled down to self-sabotage, self-criticism, being overwhelmed, and it moves us to the energy that we're leaving behind. We have had a rebirth, but it has been a painful rebirth, right? It has been a painful transformation after all the heartbreaking words and disappointments and angers and upsets that we have been through. And we are going to see ourselves rise, but we're rising out of the doubt of our mind. We're rising out of the chaos of ourselves. And as we do so, the Seven of Pentacles here is our patience. It's saying, hey, be patient. Be patient with yourself. And that is going to be your greatest strength, is to be patient with yourself. Be patient with what you want to discover and understand and see. And be patient for the ripening of your experiences and the ripening of your mind and your deeper understanding. You're being led on a path that it might not be very different from the path that you were originally on, but soul-wise, emotionally-wise, you have opened up doors to yourself and you're like, oh, wow. That's what that meant. Like, oh, wow, this is where I needed to be. And it brings us to temperance. Okay, temperance is Sagittarius energy. So if you're born on the cusp with Sagittarius, or if you have Sagittarius in your chart, this is going to come through very powerfully. But Sagittarius is all about having things be in balance. And you have the two law cards. So you have temperance and you have justice. Justice is rather self-explanatory, right? You have justice, law. Okay, there we go. There's justice. But temperance is about balance. It's about harmony. But going deeper into the tarot, it's about truth. It's about what is true for you. What is it that you need? What is it that you desire? What is it that you're looking for? So the truth comes forward. And here with temperance, you're going to find a balance coming into your life. And that is your near future, where it has been chaos. It's now turning to balance. For you have had patience. You have seen what it is that you desire within yourself, but you've also really solidified what it is that you want to create. Now, this can also be true for wherever you have Capricorn in your chart. So you might have it, in your Venus. You might have made some really big decisions about love. You may have it in your, around work. You may have it around home. Wherever it is, you have made some big decisions. And you're going to see that during this moon. And this moon is connecting you with your dreams, which is kind of the opposite to what we usually do, Capricorn, where we like to be really rooted on the ground and really seeing things really straightforward. So here, we are having the Pisces energy of seeing your dreams, seeing what it is that you desire, seeing what it is that you want, and finding a balance within yourself to move forward. And it is in your truth. It is in your understanding. It brings us then to justice. And this is Libra energy. Now, I did not say Sagittarius energy is November 22nd to December 21st for our near future. And then we have justice here, which is Libra energy. Time frame is September 23rd to October 22nd. So it's right after our Virgo time frame. And here with justice, it is having things fall into line, having things resolve themselves for better or for worse. Whether you look at it and say, that will never be just, that will never be fair, or you look at it and say, all right, I can deal with that. And some things you're going to look at and you're going to say, it will never be just, it will never be fair. I cannot change the past, but I will not let it rule me. And that is also falling into balance then, falling into harmony with the world around you, with your energy, with yourself, with your understanding. You're cutting through a lot of nonsense, a lot of fear, a lot of doubt. And what you're going to see here is that also with the advice is that things will reach a resolution during this time. You will have justice, whether it is seen as justice or not. And I know that sounds odd to say, that's an odd sentence to say, but you will have, I guess it's better to say closure. Whether you fully see it as just or not is quite interesting. Well, it'll be up to our life path. And it moves us then to the environment. And the environment is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands here is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But it is passion, it is creativity. This moon, even though it's in water sign, energy of Pisces, that calm, kind of very emotional energy of Pisces, we have a lot of fire coming up during this time in every single reading, in every single zodiac. And so here you might say, okay, well, there's not a lot of fire here. There's a lot of mind, Dane, like we just have one queen. Well, one queen is all you need to rule. So that's perfectly fine. What we have with the one queen that's moving us forward in the environment that we're in is passion and determination. We have a new dawn coming, a new way of seeing ourselves, of, embracing what it is that we want. We're looking at the passion that gets us out of bed in the morning. And as we do so, we're going to come face to face with our fear, which is a very practical fear, but it's also a very Capricorn fear. And this is, I am not going to be allowed to be wealthy, successful, or prosperous. It does not mean we have to have the coffers filled. It doesn't mean that our bank account has to overflow. What it means is that we are going to see here that what we desire, we feel like we're being left out of. What we're working so hard for, we feel like it's never going to be achieved. But the thing is, stop waiting for somebody to open the door for you. Okay? It's time to open the door yourself. It's not saying be angry or anything like that. Here we talk about love and peace and gentleness, calmness, moving us forward. And so here with the Five of Pentacles, note that you're never alone. Even if you are alone, even if you're saying, Dane, there's nobody around me, you have your angels, you have your spirit guides, okay? Which might not seem like anything. It might be like hollow to say that. How is that helping me? It is. It is though. You are going to see that you are being moved forward in the most beautiful of ways during this time. And you might not find comfort, okay? Or you might not find answers where other people find answers or comfort. You might be looking at things and saying, but that doesn't fit. I can't be like everybody else type of deal, which is fair enough. Life is hard. Everything gets intense and you have to walk your path. And if you're here, if you found this channel, if you're part of this family, then you're just a little bit different. You're a much more sensitive soul. And the world can hurt in ways that other people just don't understand. They just brush it off. Whereas we turn around and go like, oh my gosh, that was so intense. So just be aware that here with our hopes and our fears is that we hope to walk away from a time of struggle financially or with wealth or what we value as much as money. And we fear that we never will. It brings us then to the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This full moon in Pisces is coming through, leading us forward with our heart, with our passion, with our love, with our soul. It is saying, drink deeply of your cup, embrace what you love, and move forward. It is time to speak to your heart, Capricorn. Not in practicality, not in, okay, like pep talk, we got to get this done, but in, what are you feeling? How is the world treating you? How are you existing in the world? Let us move forward in what brings us joy, in what connects us. And you will see that doors start to open in really magnificent ways, because this is a time, even though it's patience here, right? This is a time of transformation of mind, where when you change your mind, you change your whole entire life. And now it is a time of movement and a time of embracing passion, to be truly who it is that you are and to be just and fair to yourself. You be just and fair to everybody else, yes, but you need to be just and fair to you too. You can't be just and fair to everybody all the time. Somebody's going to complain. Somebody's going to not like the way you do things, and that is okay. Let them. It moves us to our spirit, to our lunar energy, angels and spirit guides. Show them clearly. Guide this reading. Action. Trust, angels and spirit guides. Resilience. Angels and spirit guides. Show them clearly. Guide this reading. And show them clearly. Balance. Love. The new moon in Pisces. And the full moon in Pisces coming through. Oh, I love that. Okay. So this Pisces energy is just telling us right away that luck is on your side. So that is fantastic. So with action, taking action, you need to balance the spiritual and the practical. You need to talk to your heart and your passion, Capricorn. You need to see what it is that you truly want. Trust in yourself. Look at the bigger picture. You know more than you think you do. All right? You're smarter, you're more talented than you're giving yourself credit for. You're questioning. Why? Because it's good to question, right? It's good to question. It's helpful to question things, but do not question so much that you back yourself into a corner and you do not see your own blessings, your own passions, your own joys, because it just has to be just right. It will never be just right. It will be just now, though. So take the just now and run with it. It brings us to resistance. We have had resistance to the energy that has tried to crush us in our world. Meditate and contemplate. Connect with the soul. Connect with the breath. Connect with the self. Move the body in slow, gentle movements, Tai Chi, Qigong, all that stuff, to be able to connect with spirit and soul, to be able to be empowered. It moves us to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angelic. It is an angelic time. Your angels are with you. Your spirit guides. I love that. Angelic. There's beautiful, ask for a sign during this moon, during this time. Ask for a sign from the moon. Let it guide you. Let it move you forward. Getting that message that your angels are with you, that your angels are moving you. So ask for a sign from your angels, from the moon, to guide you forward, to look at things in different ways. It moves us then to our chakra message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Let's play. This is the heart chakra coming through. Let yourself play. Let your heart shine. Let joy come in and embrace that joy and that love. It brings us then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And this is the Fool. Be mindful of taking unnecessary risks. Why? Because you're frustrated and upset and overwhelmed and you just need something to change. So you're going to go and do. Also, on the flip side, on the other end of the coin, be mindful of being so afraid of being seen as a fool that you don't move forward in life the way that you want to. It's like you're embarrassed of yourself. And I know that's a harsh thing to say, but as somebody who has been embarrassed of themselves, multiple times throughout my life, right? I was born a bit blind, a bit deaf, right? As I grew, people didn't know what was wrong with me. They thought I was just spacey. And it wound up eye operations, ear operations, things like that. And I was deeply ashamed, like something was wrong with me. Here, it's very much the energy of don't be ashamed of you. Don't be ashamed. If you love the tarot, don't be ashamed of the tarot. If you love astrology, don't be ashamed of astrology. If you are totally into Godzilla, like my nephew, don't be ashamed of it. Absolutely embrace it. Let yourself shine. Let your joys shine through. And do not let anybody tell you differently. As long as you're coming from a place of love, peace, and kindness, then let your heart shine. It moves us then to divinity. Divinity is with you. It's guiding you. It's moving you forward. The angels and the divine are with you during this time. So Capricorn, it's a very sacred moon. It is a very special moon for you. There's a greater power around you that can feel overwhelming, but is bringing you home, is centering you. It moves us to your subconscious chakra message, which is, again, the heart chakra. Here it is, forgiveness. Forgiveness, for me, it's not going out and forgiving everybody, because the people who really need to be forgiven usually don't care. They're usually not asking for forgiveness, right? And if you told them you forgave them, they'd be like, oh, that's nice. I'm so sorry you think there's something wrong. But it is forgiving yourself. It is forgiving yourself for being young, for loving, for trusting, for caring, for trying to connect, for thinking good things or believing somebody at their word. It is forgiving yourself for maybe making bad decisions or, underestimating how wrong things could go, type of thing. When you do something, it's like, oh, wow, didn't realize that. So here, that forgiveness is going to be very empowering for you. And it's because it is empowering for everyone to forgive and to let their heart and their energy vibration raise in love. it moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is be mindful of taking on too much, of trying to balance too much, and of not keeping, like, it can be not keeping things organized, but it's also like when you get into the flow of things, it's also like, oh, but I need to do this. Like, I need to add this on, and I need to add this on, and I need to add this on. So just be mindful of that energy. It moves us then to our subconscious Lunar message, which is boundaries. And then the full moon in Capricorn comes through. So boundaries are going to be really important for you during this time, because boundaries lead to an end of a tough cycle. Okay? And it can't even be boundaries with yourself. No, we're going to stay focused. We're going to stay organized. We're going to keep moving in this direction, because it brings us then to the Page of Cups. It brings us to inspiration in the most unlikely of places. And it brings us to finding kind of like treasure in our world in ways and in instances that we hadn't imagined we could be or would be. So we're opening up our heart to that. It can also be that there's a little bit of emotional turmoil during this time. Like, our emotions can be a little bit all over the place. And that's also because our head is being really strict with ourselves, and we're boxing us in with too many rules, and we're not letting our hearts shine the way that we truly want to. So do be mindful about that. All right. Yeah, we can have a tendency to want to restrain, instead of release. So yeah, with our energy. So just be aware. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed moon and a blessed life. Bye.